My dear confreres, an important event we have coming up during the present academic year is our forthcoming Provincial Chapter, PC 2022. And I would say that this Provincial Chapter is a special chapter. It is not just one of those chapters that comes our way every 3 years. And the precise reason why I say this is a special chapter is because we are celebrating PC 2022 in the context of the Golden Jubilee of our province. We are well aware that on 31st of January 2022, we complete 50 years as the Bombay Province. 50 years of blessings, 50 years of grace. And almost immediately after that celebration, in February 2022, we have our Provincial Chapter. Well, my dear confreres, we know that every Jubilee has two important elements as part of it. The first is memory, looking back in gratitude, looking back, thanking God for the 50 years that have been, looking back at our pioneers, at our stalwarts, at the builders of our province, and being grateful for all that we have been and all that we have been able to accomplish during the past 50 years. But along with memory, there is also another important aspect of every Jubilee, and that is prophecy. If memory is looking back at the last 50 years, prophecy is looking at the next 50 years. And I believe that precisely our Provincial Chapter, PC 2022, has much to contribute towards this element of prophecy. A chapter, as we know, is a moment when the province stops and discerns God's will. What is God telling us at this moment in time? What is the direction that God wants us to follow at this moment in time? What is God calling us to be as a province over the next 50 years? That is the discernment of prophecy that we will be engaged in during PC 2022. For this Provincial Chapter, as recommended by the Rector Major, we will be looking at some of the themes from GC 28. And for our own chapter, we will focus our attention on 4 themes. And I believe all these 4 themes have much to contribute towards prophecy. The first theme, we will look at ourselves and ask ourselves this question: how can we ensure that we engage in a lifelong process of formation so that we are truly pastoral Salesians? Salesians who model themselves, their lives, their ministry on Christ, the Good Shepherd. Like the Good Shepherd, how can we be compassionate? Like the Good Shepherd, how can we be sensitive to the needs, the pains, the sufferings of others? Like the Good Shepherd, how can we be there for the young? That's the first theme that we will be engaging in. Looking at our own lifelong formation so as to be pastoral Salesians. The next 2 themes take up 2 critical dimensions of our ministry. In the first place, we will ask ourselves this question: how can we ensure that our ministry is focused, is centered on the poorest young people, the most abandoned, the most marginalized, those who are with the greatest needs? How do we ensure that in all our communities, in all our works, all our institutions, we really focus on the poorest, the most abandoned, the most marginalized? That is the second theme. In the next theme, we will take up another critical aspect of our ministry. How do we ensure that in all our work, faith formation, and especially the faith formation of young people, is given priority? How do we make sure that catechetics, evangelization, is a very vibrant part of our youth ministry? And finally, the fourth theme that we will focus on, reflect on in PC 2022 is a modality, a way of working. How do we work closely with our lay mission partners? And not only how do we work closely with our lay mission partners, but how do we also ensure the formation of our lay mission partners? How do we help them to build up their Salesian identity? How do we help them to have a strong Salesian spirituality? How do we make sure that they are very clear about the Salesian pedagogy? So this will be the fourth theme. And like I said, I believe all these four themes help us to look forward at the next 50 years and say, where is God calling us to go? That is prophecy. Well, my dear confreres, I do hope, I do pray that PC 2022 really helps us to be prophetic Salesians, to be a prophetic province. May God continue blessing each one of you.